You must have seen the movie Hachiko, A Dog's Tale. It talks about a university professor Parker who adopts a faithful Akita dog, Hachi. Every morning, Hachi would accompany his master to the station to wait for the bus, and every evening, Hachi will wait at the station at 5 o'clock for Parker to go home. After Parker passed away due to illness, Hachi still waited in front of the station every evening at 5 o'clock. This continued until Hachi's death. This movie contains a message that has an impact on us. This impact is not short-term but long-term. It's a subtle nurturing process. This situation is called the cultivation theory. How does it affect our cognition and behavior? How does this influence occur, and what are the results? Television became popular in the United States in 1960s and 1970s. It had a great impact on American society, and the violence and crime rate in the United States became more during that time. Gribner and other experts believe that the social problem and the popularity of television may be related. So the United States set up a special organization, Committee on the Causes and Prevention of Violence, to study this situation. In the content of their research, Gribner and others not only studied the relationship between murder and violence on television and social crime, but also studied the impact of such content on people's perceptions of social reality. Cultivation theory has two main results for the masses after cultivation. The first is that it creates mainstream convergence, and the second is the resonance effect. It allows viewers to relate to what they saw on television. Mainstream convergence is a mainstream value that the public will develop under the cultivation of media, which can make different social background groups have a convergence on the perception of reality. For example, the classic movie When Happiness Knocks tells the story of Chris, a black man who is a salesman of medical equipment and has difficulty sustaining his life, and his wife also leaves him. So Chris and his son are dependent on each other with no income and no place to live. But they have endless tolerance and love for each other. Despite life is a struggle to them, but Chris didn't give up, and eventually he became a financial investor. Chris' spirit brought a great influence on the youngs. His optimism is a spiritual food to support him to go on. He has a clear understanding of himself and knows how to create opportunities for himself. So finally, he wins an opportunity. The audience is inspired by the spirit of Chris after watching this movie, and infected by the emotion of fighting for the ideal. The film encourages young people to have the courage to pursue their dreams and their attitude to life, that they should never give up no matter how difficult it is. Good TV content will have a good emotional impact on viewers, while bad TV content such as violence may have a negative impact on the mind. We should learn to cherish and learning to see life from a different perspective. The second effect is the resonance effect. That is, TV content has an obvious effect on the cultivation of specific groups. For example, residents live in cities with high crime rates are more vulnerable. Therefore, when residents live in cities with high crime rates watching TV, they are more likely to think that crime is a serious social problem, which will cause people to panic. It means people resonate with the portrayal of the high crime world presented on television because it fits the audience's own experience. In general, cultivation theory suggests that a certain bias in television content can subconsciously influence viewers' behavior and perceptions of social reality. If we don't take active measures to deal with the widespread of mass media, the cultivation theory is likely to affect more people. Of course, the cultivation theory is still applicable to some extent in the new media era. However, the new media form has changed the communication characteristics and receiving mood of traditional television, which makes the traditional mood of cultivation theory face a big challenge. If you have any further questions on the cultivation theory, please leave them in the comments below.